Have you ever pondered about the unique ways we use time in English idioms and phrases? Time, that elusive dimension we all live in, yet struggle to fully grasp, finds its way into our everyday vernacular, each time with a distinct flavor. From the swift flight of time when you're engrossed in a riveting novel, to the relentless race against the clock when deadlines loom, time weaves itself into our language, reflecting the myriad ways we perceive and interact with it. It's fascinating how we personify time, attribute value to it akin to money, or even kill it when we find ourselves with a surplus. We also talk about being ahead of our time or doing things in the nick of time. So without further ado, let's dive into the world of time idioms. Ever noticed how time seems to race by when we're engrossed or having fun? This is the essence of the idiom "time flies," a phrase that captures how swiftly time seems to glide, especially when we're busy or immersed in enjoyable activities. Let's consider an example. Picture yourself engrossed in a captivating novel, or perhaps you're at a party with friends. You glance at the clock and exclaim, "I can't believe it's already midnight. Time really flies when you're having fun." Now, this idiom doesn't mean that time grows wings and takes flight. It's a metaphorical expression, a way to articulate how our perception of time can warp and twist depending on our activities. When we're engaged and entertained, minutes can feel like moments and hours can pass by unnoticed. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the phrase, "a race against time." This idiom describes a high-pressure situation in which there's an urgent need to complete something before a deadline or avoid a negative outcome. Picture a rescue team working tirelessly to find missing hikers before a storm hits. The situation is intense and the stakes are high. It's a race against time. This idiom conveys a sense of urgency, of ticking clocks and looming deadlines. It's about battling the relentless march of time, about the struggle to achieve a goal within a limited time frame. When we're in a race against time, every second counts and the pressure can be palpable. Both idioms, "time flies" and "a race against time," deal with our relationship with time. One suggests how time can elude us when we're engrossed in pleasant experiences, while the other captures the urgency and pressure of trying to beat the clock. They remind us that time is not merely a passive backdrop to our lives, but an active force that shapes our experiences and interactions. So remember, when you're racing against time, it truly does fly. Do you ever feel like you're wasting time or that time is slipping through your fingers? This sensation is often captured by two popular idioms: time is money and killing time. The phrase "time is money" emphasizes the value of time. Derived from a quote by Benjamin Franklin, it implies that every moment is precious, akin to currency. If we waste time, we waste potential earnings or opportunities. For example, if a business meeting runs over, it doesn't just eat into the next appointment, it also wastes the potential productivity of everyone involved. As the saying goes, we need to finish this project quickly. Remember, time is money. On the flip side, we have the idiom "killing time." This phrase doesn't suggest a violent act against the clock. Instead, it describes a situation where we're simply passing time idly or engaging in activities to fill the void when there's nothing specific to do. For instance, if you arrive early for an appointment and decide to browse through a magazine while waiting, you're killing time. As in the example, I arrived early, so I'm just killing time in the cafe until the movie starts. These contrasting idioms highlight the different ways we perceive and use time. Time is money reminds us of the importance of using time efficiently, while killing time suggests a more relaxed, leisurely approach when there's no urgent task at hand. Both idioms, however, underscore the inescapable reality that time once gone can never be reclaimed. So whether you're making money or just killing time, remember that every second counts. After all, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and how we choose to spend them can make all the difference. So, whether you're making money or just killing time, every second counts. Have you ever been just in time for something or felt like you're a step ahead of everyone else? If so, you've experienced moments that perfectly illustrate two intriguing idioms: ahead of one's time and in the nick of time. Let's consider the phrase "ahead of one's time." Have you ever encountered someone whose ideas or methods were so innovative they seemed to belong to a future era? Or perhaps you've seen an invention or piece of art that seemed too advanced for its time. That's what we mean when we say something or someone is ahead of one's time. This phrase encapsulates the essence of being progressive or advanced compared to the current era or prevailing attitudes. For instance, let's think about the Dutch painter, Vincent van Gogh. During his lifetime, his artistic genius went largely unrecognized. His paintings, with their unique style and expressive use of color, were indeed ahead of their time. It took years for people to truly appreciate his innovative approach to art. Now let's switch gears and consider in the nick of time. This idiom refers to doing something or arriving just before it's too late or just before a deadline. Picture this. You're racing against the clock to finish a project, and you manage to submit it just seconds before the deadline. That's what we mean when we say you did it in the nick of time. It often implies a narrow margin or a last-minute action. For example, imagine a rescue team managing to find lost hikers just before a storm hits. The team arrived in the nick of time, potentially saving lives. These idioms beautifully demonstrate how our language has personified time, attributing it with qualities of a relentless racer or a progressive force. So, whether you're ahead of your time or just in the nick of it, time's influence is undeniable. Ever wondered how time seems to have a healing effect or how it holds the answers to the future? Let's explore this intriguing aspect of time through two popular idioms. Time heals all wounds and time will tell. Time, as we know it, is not just a measure of moments passing by, but a powerful force that can mend the broken and reveal truths. Firstly, let's look at time heals all wounds. This idiom suggests that with the passage of time, emotional pain or distress will diminish and eventually fade away. Picture this. You're dealing with the loss of a loved one. It's a heart-wrenching experience and the pain feels unbearable. But as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, the intensity of the pain gradually lessens. You start to heal, not because you forget, but because time helps you to cope and move forward. It's as if time has a therapeutic effect on emotional healing. Now let's move on to time will tell. This idiom expresses the uncertainty about the future outcome of a situation, suggesting that only time will reveal the truth or outcome. Imagine you've just started a new business venture. There's a mix of excitement and apprehension. Will it succeed or will it fail? You've done your research, made your plans, but the final outcome still remains uncertain. In this scenario, time will tell if your venture will bear fruit or not. It's a reminder that time uncovers truths and outcomes that are presently unknown or unpredictable. So whether you're healing from a wound or waiting for answers about the future, remember time plays a crucial role. It's a healer, a revealer, a silent companion that walks with us through the journey of life. It mends, it uncovers, it teaches, and it guides. Time indeed has a fascinating way of working its magic in our lives. So whether you're healing or waiting for answers, remember, time plays a crucial role. So we've taken a journey through the world of time idioms, but what's the takeaway here? Well, we've seen how time can fly when we're enjoying ourselves and how we often find ourselves in a race against it. We've learned that time is as valuable as money, and sometimes we're just killing it. We've discovered that some ideas and people are ahead of their time, and sometimes we do things in the nick of it. We've also learned that time has the power to heal all wounds, and yet it's the ultimate truth teller because only time will tell. We've understood that a stitch in time can save 9 and that we can have the time of our lives. Sometimes we need to bide our time, waiting for the perfect moment. Understanding these idioms not only enriches our language but also gives us fascinating insights into the role of time in our lives. So keep exploring and remember, time waits for no one. Thank you.